The intaglio presses can print as many as 10,000 of the 32 note sheets every hour, but only one side at a time. They churn out the reverse sides first.
This is a sheet that has been removed from the back intaglio press, and the pressman will examine the sheet for various flaws that occur during the process. They'll examine all sides, even both the side that's unprinted and also the printed side.
The printed sheets are set aside to air dry for 3 days. Then the front sides are printed. After another 3 days of drying, the paper is cut in half into 16 note sheets. Then, during a process called overprinting, a letterpress adds 3 crucial final touches.
These are the sheets that are coming out of the delivery of the currency overprinting machine. They now have the serial numbers on them, the unique Federal Reserve seal, and also the Treasury seal.
Next, the now fully printed sheets are cut into 2 note units, and then into single bills. All that's left is to band 100 notes together at a time, have an examiner give them a quick once-over, and bundle them together for shipment to the Fed. As the Bureau of Engraving and Printing continues to write the book on creating money, another facility has become just as adept at destroying it. The bill with the highest denomination ever produced by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing was the $100,000 gold certificate, Series 1934. It was used only for transactions between Federal Reserve banks. Money will return on Modern Marvels. We now return to money on Modern Marvels. If you like the new look of American currency over the past several years, don't get too used to it. To stay a step ahead of the counterfeiters, government officials have decided that the Bureau of Engraving and Printing will produce a redesigned banknote every 7 to 10 years. But no matter how often and how much we change our money, it'll never be safe from the copycats.
There is no such thing as a counterfeit-proof note. The reality is, with enough time, resources, effort, you can duplicate or simulate any document.
The technology available through consumer products, through desktop printers, through software, has brought the counterfeiter toolkit to a level of sophistication that just didn't exist 15 years ago.
All you need is a finger. One finger, you push a button and a color copier, and you've got a simulated counterfeit note.
Since 1865, the United States Secret Service has sought out counterfeit cash and arrested offenders. In recent years, its agents have confronted a bold new threat: counterfeit $100 bills of such high quality that they're called super notes. Investigators determined that the super notes are printed on cotton fiber paper, using the same kind of intaglio presses operating at the BEP. The bills were finally traced to a government-financed facility in North Korea.
Super notes elevated the level of counterfeiting beyond the reach of anything those of us in the business of anti-counterfeit technology thought we'd have to confront: state-sponsored counterfeiting.
If a counterfeiter has state resources, that's difficult. There isn't anything that we believe we can do from a design perspective to address state resources.
The American government hopes to shut down the North Korean operation through diplomacy and international law enforcement. Most Americans could never tell the difference between a super note and the real thing. But the fakes are spotted with relative ease at the 12 branches of the Federal Reserve Bank. Authentic currency contains covert features that super notes lack, and the Fed's high-speed processing equipment automatically detects the difference. It's all part of the Federal Reserve's duty to manage the flood of newly printed and circulating currency shipped to its branches. The New York branch processes over 13 million notes every day. All the while, its shredders do the dirty work, destroying 4 million unfit bills daily. The shreds hurtle to a disposal area, where they're compressed into small blocks. Some experts believe we'll someday be able to trash all our currency, as electronic alternatives offer the promise of a cashless society.
Today you see much more readily the acceptance of credit cards and debit cards for low-value transactions. Toll booths, laundromats, most retail outlets now are eager for you to use your credit card or debit card in lieu of cash.
And if you look at transactions increasingly, there are points where paper money is actually a burden, but there are transactions that require anonymity. And as long as there's a need for anonymity, there will be a need for banknotes.
If currency and coins stand the test of time, it won't be just because we want to avoid leaving an electronic signature. Our money expresses our national identity and our cultural character.
Coins will always be around in large measure because they represent something very important about a country. The important values of our nation, in God we trust, unity, liberty, freedom, are all found in the coins themselves. One of the fascinating parts of this job is the fact that you know that the coins that we're producing today will be around for hundreds of years in the future, and people will look at them and pick them up and examine them and have an ability to look at what was important to us as a nation today.